You produce an amazing hormone that can literally provide you with superpowers that can save your life. But like with any superpower, we must use it judiciously. Too much of it, and it will turn to kryptonite. You may not be faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, or able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, but you do have superpowers. Superpowers that can save your life and even possibly save another's life. Like all superpowers though, they need to be used judiciously for good. Today, we look at our superpower mechanism, the amazing counterpart that helps keep it in check, as well as the simple, focused action you'll take each day to keep your superpower hormone focused on working only good in your body. Most of us have no idea that we have innate superpowers, how they work, how we are calling on them to be used without even being aware we're doing that, or that they can work against us when being overused. The good news, your body has an inherent tool that can enhance your ability to influence whether your superpower hormone stays in check or crosses to the other side and begins working against you. Our want to list is an example of ways this overuse can show up. Your body has checks and balances to help make sure your superpower hormone is shuttled out when needed and then curbed when the need subsides. Both mechanisms are also key in helping you achieve your health, wellness, and fitness goal, whatever that is. After watching the videos from last time, can you guess what controls our superpower hormone? Your HPA axis, those 3 organs we are focusing on first. How's that for being a big influencer? The 3 organs in your HPA axis literally control your body's ability to stay alive, heal, build, repair, grow. If you haven't seen the previous videos, it'd be great if you check last Sunday's email. It'll be about your 3 organs, or check out how to implement self-care into your life and calm mind, relaxed body. If you are new here, welcome. This is a series, and today's video is layering information and focused action onto the videos that came before it. My hope is you feel it's finally your year for self-care. If so, It's Your Year for Self-Care video is a great place to start. It's a quick overview of what we're doing and why it works. If after watching today's video you'd like to receive all the videos in their exact order, you can go to simplifyselfcare.com and subscribe. Once subscribed, each week every instructional video, transcript, resources, references, as well as tips and tools will be sent to your inbox in the order intended. I'm glad you're here. I hope you subscribe and stick around. For each of you returning, I'm super excited you came back, following through on placing your focus on self-care that will work for you this year. That is no easy task these days, and I applaud you. You showing up is the reason I'm doing this. I'd like to also quickly extend an extra special little thanks to a few of you who hit the like button. Thank you. It actually did help. We can see in that little dashboard that we are slowly being added to suggested videos for those who are looking for self-care. I'm now understanding it's the subscribes and likes and your engagement, like sharing a video, that makes the difference and will help broaden the ability to reach those who are searching for help. So I'm super thankful for your efforts in supporting that. I'm going to stick with the word super, because this video is focusing a lot on all things super. What we are covering is super exciting. Our superpower hormones are super amazing. We have a super highway messaging system that we're going to lean on, and our ability to preserve, reserve, and balance our superpower hormone is super simple. So simple, I'm once again hoping you learn from my past, and instead of thinking this is too simple to be effective, like I did, that you instead opt to use the focused actions daily now and not wait 10 years. At the end of today's video, I'll share with you the results others couldn't believe they achieved by using today's focus action. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to 2 loops your body uses all day long, as well as the inherent tool that you have the ability to use once we understand how your beautiful body is set up to help you. Using these 2 loops and inherent mechanism, we will jump into how you're able to enhance and preserve your superpowers balance voluntarily. You can be a big part of keeping them primed, ready, and focused on doing good, which is, of course, how superpowers should be used. Loop 1. This loop happens so fast we're not even aware of it in the moment. The typical way your body is set up to work is to protect you. And this is how it goes. In your superpower stress loop, you see, hear, sense, or feel some sort of danger. Your brain perceives that worry, instantly sends signaling throughout your body. Your brain communicates with the rest of your body, sending signals everywhere using your nervous system as a super highway. This way, you in warp speed have what you need to stay, fight, or take flight or freeze. Nutrients flood into your bloodstream so that other parts of your body have what they need to sustain your superpower actions. Your superpowers come from your stress hormones signaling your organs to adapt, your breathing, blood pressure, heartbeat to amp you up. Your key blood vessels and small airways in the lungs dilate or constrict depending on their job. Then, to keep you going after the first instantaneous reflex, your H signal to your B that pumps out hormones to your A that pumps more hormones, your stress hormones, into your bloodstream is able to get you through the event. The stress hormones help you create a number of physiological cascades to support you. The nervous system and hormonal cascades incite and then maintain your superpowers so you can stay on to fight the something or be fast enough, long enough to flee something, or to be still and quiet enough to continue to not be noticed. All giving you the chance to survive. Amazing. So this loop 1, your stress loop, has your brain more alert, your sight, hearing, and other sensors more in tune and sensitive. You are in superpower mode thanks to the direction of your stress hormones. Moving on to loop 2, it enters when the threat is gone. It's our relaxation loop. The danger has passed, we are relieved, phew, we get to catch our breath. And that breath incites our nervous system to send the message to our brain and throughout our body that the threat is gone. That signaling lets your HPA axis know it doesn't need to keep on pumping out stress hormone. Reducing the stress hormone messaging that goes through our bloodstream takes a bit of time though, because instead of using a superhighway like our nervous system, the stress hormones are going through our blood system. But our amazing body is set up with an inherent tool to message to our brain quickly that the threat is gone. It takes advantage of the quick superhighway option that our nervous system provides and is able to spread the good news that all is okay to the organs. The organs themselves use that same superhighway because it's a two-way street, so they can quickly message back, we've got it, we're relaxing. This creates that relaxation loop, your second loop. The relaxation loop signals to our stress loop. It can calm our HPA axis even more. Amazing. Now, here's the key player, this beauty, your vagus nerve. It has its fingers throughout your body, sharing information bidirectionally with your brain to and from your organs. In loop 2, one of the first things that happened when the danger passed was our ability to just take an exhale of relief. That's over. Then we catch our breath, taking a deep, deep inhale. This happens for all 3 scenarios. After the flight scenario, once you stop, you have a forceful exhale, that phew, then a big deep breath, inhale, catching our breath, which has a natural pause at the top. This vagus nerve gets stimulated by deep, slow respiration. So a deep, slow exhalation, that phew part, and then the deep, slow inhalation, the catching your breath part, stimulates your vagus nerve. And when your vagus nerve is stimulated, it says, hey, we got this, we're good. It's that superhighway. It's filling the gap. Instead of having to wait for the hormones in the bloodstream to slow down over a longer period of time, the vagus nerve goes to the superhighway to let all the organs know, we got this, really, it's okay. Even though those stress hormones are going to work themselves out, you can start to slow down. We can totally relax. So this vagus nerve stimulation helps stop the excess stress hormone from being continued to be pumped out into our bloodstream. This helps our body much more efficiently and effectively rebalance to post-emergency. Ta-da! 2 great mechanisms communicating with each other, working together with the key team players, the vagus nerve, the nervous system, and the hormones. The vagus nerve, the one we're focusing on, bridges the gap and supports your HPA axis from being overused. So the inherent tool that you have voluntary control over is your breath. You don't need to do anything in particular to get your superpowers. They turn on instantaneously when needed. They're able to save your life and sometimes your ability to save other lives without you ever having to think about them. So your stress loop enables your body in an emergency to instantaneously increase your speed, strength, power, and senses to help you survive. Your superpowers are possible because of your HPA axis, your body's 3 organs we are focusing on first. They provide the hormones needed for your superpowers to work. As we will always do, we're leveraging the way your body works, layering on today's 4th technique onto the 3 you began using last time. It's a breathing technique that helps you stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is your body's longest nerve, and the way it helps you is to enhance your ability to keep superpower stress hormones in check. Keeping stress hormones in check is how we make sure they are only used for good in our body. Simplifying today's physiological concept down to the bare minimum looks like this. We are layering on a technique called the 4-7-8 breathing so you can literally calm yourself in the moment using your breath, along of course with your 2 tongue techniques that you already have under your belt. At the same time that you're calming yourself, today's 4-7-8 breathing and tongue techniques provide training that will positively influence your body's balance between your stress and relaxation loops. Let me interject here quickly. If there's any reason that the 4-7-8 breathing is not usable for you right now, that is not an issue. The information is still applicable today as you continue using last week's slow progressive breathing, because you'll become more and more proficient and comfortable with your slow inhales, which will get deeper and deeper, and then your vagus nerve will still respond. Choose what works best for you. Both will help you get to your end goal, which is to have your 2 loops. Your stress loop, which provides you with what you need for your superpowers, and your relaxation loop, which provides the mechanism to keep your superpowers focused on only doing good in your body in balance. Having these 2 loops equally powerful and resilient means they will be able to send hormone and nerve messages where they're fluxing in and fluxing out, one taking charge, then the other as needed. Optimizing your body's ability to handle itself in the moment, recover, rebalance, and stay closer to your homeostatic range where everyday functioning for you is optimized. When optimized, you can recover, heal, lose unwanted body fat, conceive, digest better, think better, become an elite athlete, plug in what it is, it'll be better. Paving your way so that you can get more of what you want out of life. Getting your body within its comfortable range of balance, rebalance is literally the foundational piece of achieving your goal, whatever that goal may be. Our relaxation loop is typically much weaker than our stress loop due to being chronically overrun by our stress loop. This is why our focus is on strengthening our relaxation loop, because unfortunately these days all of us are just consistently releasing stress hormones at a rate that is difficult to keep up for. And this is the same, unfortunately, for young people these days. This imbalance exists for them too, which is why I encourage you to share the 2 tongue techniques and breathing techniques with children and young adults, exposing them a little at a time so that they can even entertain the idea that they can leverage how their body works. With, of course, 0 expectation of them using the information now, but just planting the seed, helping them know there's this possibility that exists is invaluable. For those that do show they might have interest, the app is going to be coming out and the link is below. Tonight, we will begin communicating with your vagus nerve to signal your relaxation loop that, hey, it'd be great for you to get a little bit more involved here. We will stimulate the vagus nerve using our breath, because we know respiration is something it responds to. The 4-7-8 breathing, along with consistency and time, will strengthen your vagus nerve, and it will be in better tone, it'll respond quicker, and it'll give better signaling, jump-starting your relaxation loop in the way it was intended. We want to build our relaxation loop up so it's more of a formidable counterpart to our stress loop. Addressing a common question right away. Why do we want to take focused action to strengthen the relaxation loop, or for that matter, curb superpowers that we get from our stress loop daily? Especially if you're thinking like I did, that stress is not your issue and not related to the goal you're going after. The answer If your goal is on that want-to list, these two loops are inevitably involved. Symptoms on that want-to list themselves can be a reason you're dealing with overzealous, overused stress hormones. A chronically activated stress loop can be silently chipping away behind the scenes. We're not particularly aware how much excess hormone we have or what the excess hormone may be causing us. Unless maybe you're in a state of anxiety, then it might cross your mind that I might be having or experiencing a little bit too much stress. Because we aren't specifically feeling damage the excess stress hormone may be causing, we don't attribute many symptoms that we experience to being caused by our stress loop. Here's one of those gaps I'm hoping to fill that will help you cut out some of the confusion of what might be contributing factors to common hurdles might be standing in your way that you don't even know about, keeping your body from achieving your goal. The thing is, we just haven't been taught to be aware that the symptoms we're experiencing can be signals of an overzealous, overused superpower where your stress loop is pushing out excess stress hormone. And typically, as we get older, we slowly add vices to deal and get us through our days, thinking it's just normal. So here's a short list I put together of what chronic stress hormones may have their hands in. And at the end of this week's email article, I provided links, including excess links to research that some of you might find interesting, especially if you're a practitioner, coach, or in the wellness field in general. These resources explore how the vagus nerve, when more engaged, which is our focus today, is helpful for conditions on the following list. Too much chronic stress can show up as weight gain, sleep difficulty, mood swing, anxiety, irritability, depression, trouble focusing, pain, inflammation, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, heart rate variability, headaches, mood swings, migraines, skin issues, hair loss, ulcers, IBS, promotes arteriosclerosis, muscle weakness, lack of sex drive, fertility issues, suppressed or overactive immune issues like RA, CD, brain function in general, difficulty of building or maintaining muscle mass. And that's just to name a few. Remember in It's Your Year for Self-Care, that big list of want-tos, chronic high levels of stress hormones can impede your ability to achieve them. Excess stress hormones can go from helping our body to hurting our body. Their excess at some point cannot be processed by the mechanisms set up to handle them. So our wonderful stress hormone that gave us superpowers to help us, when it can't find a landing spot because your prior stress hormones are still circulating around and have filled all the landing spots, it means they can't be processed. If they can't be processed because all the landing places are full, it crosses over from using its magnificent power of helping us to instead of behaving like kryptonite, hurting us. When there is too much stress home for a long period of time, what's the body to do? What is the way it goes awry? Well, pretty much the same thing the body does when it has too much of anything. It mucks up our inflammatory response. In the research article, one hormone, two actions, anti and pro-inflammatory effects of glucocorticoids, which is the name for your stress zone. It shines a light on that we are discovering our one stress hormone can be helpful and then too much too long hurtful, causing difficulty in resolving an array of chronic issues as well as promoting others. The bottom line, we don't want our stress loop being overactive and overused. What we want is have both our stress loop, relaxation loop, strong enough to be formidable counterparts, keeping an optimal range of balance until we have an emergency. Then we want that stress loop to shine. Post-emergency, we want that relaxation loop to be strong and ready and able to take the reins, downshifting the release of excess stress hormones. These days, our stress loop is being overused and our relaxation loop is weaker. An insufficiently counterbalanced stress loop pushes your body systems more and more out of balance. As time goes on, it switches your hormones from superpower helpers to villains, hurting your own body. That creates more imbalances that can sneakily add up to unintended damage, as well as establishing more and more stress on other mechanisms in your body, at which point you've now placed additional hurdles in your path when it comes to achieving your goal, whatever that goal may be. Today's world hands you stressor after stressor after stressor, and the stress hormone that you released is chronically too high. This starts throwing off the mechanism that we have in place to handle the stress hormone surges. The stress hormones hit their limit. Now, with nowhere to turn, our body goes awry because the untethered hormone isn't benign. It unfortunately goes from superpower hormone, meant to help save us, to behaving in a way that can be creating an unbalanced inflammatory response. Our body could stop creating enough inflammation to help us when needed, or create too much inflammation, both having a negative impact on our body. Now this is grossly oversimplified, but the bottom line is too much of anything, including our stress hormone, sticking around for too long is never good and wreaks havoc. So now we have the basis of what we want to have. We want to have our superpowers be available using our stress loop when we need it in an emergency, like if we're in an accident or fighting a virus, bacteria, so we can fight. Superpowers come in handy when we want to jump out of a car. Stay quiet if there's a threat that we don't want to confront. We want to have the stress loop hormones when needed, and we want the rebalancing effect that our relaxation loop will provide to rebalance our bodies back to the calm. The key players in your superpowers stress loop: your nervous system communicating to your organs to respond ASAP. Your HPA axis, the stress hormone it releases in face of danger. The key players in your relaxation loop: your nervous system's vagus nerve signaling to your organs, and your HPA axis, all's okay. Your organs respond by moving back to their normal functioning pattern, which loops back, letting your vagus nerve, yep, we got your message, everything is all good. That message back to the vagus nerve messages again, encouraging the HPA axis to be totally confident in letting go of adding any more stress hormones. Overall, we begin feeling safer and everything calms down. Beautiful. So what's the conundrum? And the reason we're spending time on this? Well, we respond to this by using our stress loop cascade so that we have the superpowers needed to survive. When it goes away, we rebalance using our relaxation loop. Once safe, our body has ample time to downshift, preserving our superpowers for the next dangerous encounter. The conundrum? We respond to this, and this, and this, and this, and this, pretty much every aggravation throughout our day, using our superpower stress loop. Research shows us that our body is not good at distinguishing small stressors from big ones, and we get worse and worse at balancing and counterbalancing when we've been experiencing chronic stressors. Understanding this is when I could wrap my head around the idea that being aggravated dealing with the internet company, lack of exercise, overwork, stress, worried about finances, being late, lack of sleep, not feeling good, eating foods my body reacted to, everything and anything in a typical day was signaling my stress loop, the need for help. Not a big deal until a stint of time where the relaxation phase doesn't have time to recover. When the time to recover is not there, we're pushing more and more stress hormone out on top of the stress hormone that's still floating around from the previous stressor. Have a tough year or two, where stressor after stressor piles on, this ongoing taxation of our organs that make up our systems that are interconnected and interdependent on each other are all being negatively impacted. It is no wonder high blood pressure is through the roof, why many of us by our 30s are experiencing tachycardia, how anxiety seems to come out of the blue, or we're overwhelmed and feeling down more than we want to. Nobody really sits down with us yearly to preventatively say, this is what's going on in the body, and these are the things that you can do to influence it. But we are. And the biggest influencers, the 3 organs, 3 muscle groups, and 3 nutrients are huge influencers that we are going to use to impact our body, starting with addressing our excess stress hormones and our weaker relaxation loop. I just want to clarify for 2 seconds here. I'm not saying your 90 days of breathing is a panacea. It will not resolve your root issues. You'll be able to uncover, though, much more clearly what they may be. For example, the things you eat or drink might cause you to be inflamed. Maybe not. Maybe being sedentary is an issue. Maybe you have heavy metal toxicity load, parasites, virus, bacteria. You're going through a healing crisis, ongoing food allergies, malabsorption, and so on. Each of those focuses needs your attention and support individually. But these things compounded by chronically excess stress hormones 100% reduces your ability to heal, repair, and rebalance. Which is why I shared last time when it came to my situation. Even when uncovering and addressing my root causes, I wasn't able to fully recover until I reset my HPA axis. And the amazing body inherent tool that enabled me to rebalance the relationship of my stress loop and relaxation loop is this beautiful vagus nerve, and it can help you. And even more exciting, I'm going to show you how to communicate with it. Stimulating your nerve is as simple as using your breath. Then day in and day out, consistently stimulating your vagus nerve has been shown to help you rebalance, wrapping us right back where we started. Why place our action on curbing the use of superpowers and keeping them in check daily? Because intentionally helping your vagus nerve to activate consistently over time can help you strengthen your relaxation loop, which in turn helps counterbalance an overzealously chronically activated stress loop. that the majority of us are experiencing. Plus, it's simple. I bet you're starting to see where I came up with simplified self-care. The major contributors that help our body rebalance are simple. Maybe not easy to stick with because they are so simple that we disregard them, but they are simple. You can stimulate your vagus nerve to send out the relaxation messages by using a few long tempoed exhalations and inhalations. And repeatedly will strengthen your relaxation loop, shortening the time the excess stress hormone sticks around and improving your body's across all its systems. So a big, long-tempoed breathing pattern is what we're going to do. Plucked a few quick quotes to bolster your confidence that this works. Quote, slow breathing techniques with long exhalations will signal a state of relaxation by vagus nerve, resulting in more vagus nerve activity and further relaxation. The pattern of very deep breathing produces associated physiological cascades. For example, lowering heart rate, blood pressure, increasing heart rate variability. A loop of relaxation ensues. Vagus nerve as a modulator of the brain-gut axis in psychiatric and inflammatory disorder. Besides initiating the relaxation response, additional jobs of the vagus nerve include reducing inflammation and keeping your body in a state of balance. The vagus nerve is an essential part of the brain-gut axis and plays an important role in the modulation of inflammation, the maintenance of intestinal homeostasis, and the regulation of food intake and energy homeostasis. An interaction between nutrition and the vagus nerve is well known, and the vagal tone can influence food intake and weight gain. Moreover, the vagus nerve plays an important role in the pathogenesis of psychiatric disorders, obesity, as well as other stress-induced and inflammatory diseases. And this one I love. It motivates me to keep the practice up each AM, PM, and throughout my day for many years now. Regular breathing exercises can make people less vulnerable to stress by permanently modifying brain circuits. You know what I'm going to say here? Amazing! Here's what to do to stimulate your vagus nerve this week. I've put together this week's 4-7-8 breathing animations so you can see what we're doing, and it's available in the tools playlist like the other quick recap animations of our other videos. It's also in the PM Calm app, which means you don't have to scrub through this week's instructional video to put your focused action into practice. At the end of the video, I will walk you through the variety of tools, free tools, that I've invested in to help you make the micro decision to use this week's and last week's breathing and 2-tongue techniques each night easier for you. This night is the night we begin counting our first 90 days.
Slowly transition your attention to your tongue. Allow it to soften. Now place the tip of your tongue on the ridge just behind your upper front teeth. Slowly exhale completely through your open mouth. Your breath easily passing by your tongue in its position. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Slowly guide your focus to your tongue, letting it go, relaxing it. With each exhale, allow your tongue to relax even more. Swallow whenever you feel the need. Continue to give your tongue permission reminding it to relax. As you drift off into a deep, relaxing sleep.
Let's wrap up with recap. Our stress loop is beautifully designed to give us superpowers that can save us. Having a strong superpower stress loop ready and available to work for us is crucial to our well-being. Having an equally proficient relaxation loop to counterbalance our stress loop is crucial. We are not trying to eliminate stress. That's unrealistic for us. And some stress is healthy. We are instead identifying the simple tools that we have access to that are shown to support our body's mechanism to make sure that our stress loop and relaxation loop are both able to do their job when needed. We are placing our focused action on strengthening your relaxation loop, making it strong enough to be a formidable counterpart to your stress loop. Strengthening your relaxation loop is simple. So this week's focused action: each night, use the 2 tongue techniques exactly as I shared with you last time in Calm Mind, Relaxed Body. Incorporate the 4-7-8 technique. And as for tools available to you, you can start counting your 90 days. I have linked a 90-day checkoff sheet below. You can print it out. I also have on the PM Calm app, totally revamped, all new from the information from the beta groups that came before you that have been super helpful in giving us design ideas and what they want to access. That app now provides immediate access to the videos through it and a way to keep track of your 90 days by pushing a tracker. It also has a way, if you need to be offline, to have at least a 30-minute guide with audio. And it gives you access to the YouTube channel in general. Depending on your personality, you'll hit the tracker before you go to bed and know you did it. Or if you're other personality, you know you did it that night and you wake up and you hit the tracker. Whichever works for you. You can see on the video options that there's the calm version, which is the slow progressive breathing, and then there is the version 4-7-8 breathing. At the bottom are the 2 practice animations for both in case you want to quickly refer to them. Or use it in the middle of the day for 3 minutes, like I do. So, there you have it. You've got the information on how amazing your body works to support you. The simple focused action you can take, the focused action tools, everything you need in your hands. I'm hopeful you'll make the self-care micro decision each night to take your focused action. We'll meet back here next week where I'll share with you another magnificent mechanism of your body that's ready and waiting to help you set your body up to achieve your goal. You've got this, and I've got your back. I'm going to leave you with some of the experiences from people before. Today is a good day to begin your self-care.
This is a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day today.